Go away. I'll use it. Okay.
Oh, so more important for
Hi everyone, so this was scheduled months ago. If you're not aware, we've had 3 outbreaks of bed bugs in 3 buildings since I've been here.
Which building?
Hold on.
3240.
I'm the one who called this meeting to order, so
That's
Okay,
I
right.
can't be interrupting anybody.
Okay. Type in your name and email, and I'll double check and make sure.
Barney, ready?
Yes.
All right, so how many board members do we have?
5. We have 5.
Oh, Tyler got it, good. And did we have a chance to set up? Okay. Well, we're gonna wait for Tyler, because he's our secretary, and we should have a record.
Oh yeah, you were the one that was having trouble getting the thing to behave. All right. Well, get with me after the meeting. We'll debug that.
Sweet. Thanks.
Okay.
There's a tower here. So you got a tower right here. You know, they want them off for the dog. That's why I want to just write this.
Okay.
And then the dog will be gone. Right here. This is an off, just scheduling. There is a 7:30 engineer coming on the fly. We've got a little bit of an emergency and he's coming here. We just found out today to speak at 7:30. So and this is an extremely important issue about the farmer's ditch and a dispute with a neighboring property. And so we have an engineer at 7:30 too. So we need to allow that
We'll just
engineer to
break
speak.
it down.
Okay,
When he gets here, we'll just take it.
fantastic.
Deal with that.
Can we know which
Take him out?
buildings have
Okay.
bed bugs?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
He's got to formally start.
Okay.
Right? Okay,
Good.
good. So, all right, well, so let's call this meeting to order. I'm Jason Potter, I'm the HOA board president. We usually introduce ourselves, everybody knows who we are.
Oh, I'm Chris Howard, board member.
Alan McDonald, Vice President.
And Tyler Campbell, secretary.
And Barney Moran, manager.
Okay, good. So we're going to start with a demonstration from someone at Orkin about the bed bug problem, and he's going to tell us some things about how to deal with that.
And just to recap, so in the about 2 years I've been here, we've had 3 outbreaks in the buildings. We're 3375, 3150, and 3240. And Orkin has been extremely helpful and quick. We have a regular contract with them where they come every other Monday. And because of that contract, bed bug specialists are in very high demand. You cannot pick up the phone and get one to your house same day, but that's the kind of service we've been getting from Orkin. I'm really happy with their prompt response because I think we all know bed bugs, we got to move ASAP.
Is there a current issue?
The jury is out on 3240. But this fantastic dog and fantastic owners in that building, we got almost 30 of 48 owners to let us do a preemptive dog sniffing to see if we had movement. And I'm happy to say we didn't. And that's the kind of thing that these guys bring to the table. So unless you have any questions on that, I'd like them to do their demo.
Thanks so much for letting us come in and do this for you. My name is Ray Stives, and I'm a senior account manager for Orkin. I'm going to have Mike, our trainer, do most of the demo here for you, but what we found is that with we are looking for every tool we can find to be able to be as quick to react as we can with bed bugs. And as you know, when you get into a I'm sure you know, in a multi-family situation, bed bugs can move easily from room to room and from apartment or condo to condo through various methods, everything from plumbing to wiring to outlets and that type of thing. So they don't need a lot of room to move. And so a lot of times, and I'll give you an example, when we do treatments for hotels, typically we will end up either treating or inspecting all the rooms that surround that particular, we know there's a problem. What our dog, our bed bug detecting dog has helped with there is that when we go in and inspect this, just a human inspection, if there is a bed bug or two in that room, we have maybe a 20% chance of finding that through a visual inspection. Where what has been proven is that a dog, properly trained dog, can go in and find that particular one bed bug or two bed bugs about 90% of the time. So pretty high, pretty big difference there. Not 100%, but 90% is certainly better than 20%. So, you know, in what we get a lot of inquiries for is, you know, how we can be proactive when we find an infestation. And on the other hand, there's a lot of preparation to be done when a bed bug situation is found. So we, you know, with the canine inspection, we're able to kind of pinpoint more where the problems might be and not have to put residents to all that trouble. You know, clearing out closets and clearing out dressers and washing clothes and drying clothes on high heat and all those things, all the preparation things that we do. So that's really the big advantage to that. We have some communities that like to be proactive in trying to find these things. Yet the one complication we have with bed bugs is that what we're finding is about 60 to 70% of people are not, that have no reaction at all to the bites in the beginning. So. Yeah, we're going to do a demo over here. So. Yeah, that's right. You don't really want to say that. No. So where was I here? Anyway, what we found helpful sometimes is to do, you know, and this kind of, you know, it's what we would call proactive, some type of rotation to be able to go in and just, you know, periodically go through one, you know, even if it's once a year, twice a year, whatever, we're going through the unit. This is a very inintrusive way to do that, and there really is no preparation for the dog to do an inspection other than we don't like a lot of clutter, you know, and picking up medications, right, Mike, that might be around that the dog might harm the dog. And then if there are pets in the condo, then we want those pets contained so that, you know, we're trying to make it, we don't want the dog to have distractions. So other than that, there really is no preparation. The dog's pretty good at just coming around. Inspection on a unit takes you've done a couple.
Well, for a two-bedroom apartment, it generally takes about 12 minutes is the average.
Yeah,
And
so.
what's the cost of that?
Typically, what we're looking at on the condos, I think we're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of $22 to $25, somewhere in there.
Yeah, depending on how many get scheduled at
Depending on how many are scheduled, there is a minimum charge for, say, usually I think it's $250, we include 5 units with that, and then we go to that scale beyond that.
$250?
Yes. So that's a
Minimum
minimum,
charge?
in other words, to get the dog out and to get it scheduled because the dog's in high demand. And that includes 5 units, and then we have a rate card of, in the neighborhood, I want to say it was about $25 when we've done a building per unit. Sometimes those costs may come down on a regular, if we're doing some type of regular rotation, where we know we can kind of put it in our schedule. Sometimes we can bring that price down a little bit too. But to give you an idea, trying to think, pardon me? Yeah, what do we charge per unit on a treatment right now for, I think it's,
When there are bed bugs?
yes,
$250
$250. So that's
per unit.
per unit.
Right.
So you're
That
looking,
includes a follow-up.
pardon me?
That includes a
That
free.
does include a follow-up, and
Does-
that rate can be anywhere from that $250, which is a kind of a preferred price, to $450, $500. If it's a single unit on a 2 or 3 bedroom home, for example, that type of thing. So even in hotel rooms, most of our big hotel chains, we have anywhere from a $250, $350, $450 charge for the treatment itself. So what this dog inspection does is, try to pinpoint so that we're not treating a lot of units randomly around a unit that we find, because otherwise, before we were able to do that, we just said, well, we better treat the ones around it just to make sure. And $250 a piece, that adds up pretty fast. So, yes, ma'am.
What do you treat it with? What do you spray something?
There are several treatments that we use. Primarily, we're using 4 or 5 different products. They're all, these are all pretty much breed products that we use. We use some spot residual effect and I'm talking in out-of-the-way areas, nothing on the surfaces. We use an alcohol-based product on all the surfaces, like the bed itself, for example, any soft product, carpet, anything like that. Anything else that we use is very pinpointed treatment in areas, and I'll give you an example. Sometimes these will nest inside, or they'll harbor, they don't really nest, but they'll harbor inside a box spring. So you see no outward signs of them. They can be inside that box spring, so we open that up. Sometimes we can spot treat with a mild residual up underneath that box spring in certain areas, and that way we're sure to get that. There are other treatments available. We in Colorado do not, heat treatment is available, very expensive, but that's another method that's out there. We haven't found the demand for that because we've had such good luck with the more conventional treatment. So, yes.
So you don't currently have the machines and capability to do heat treatment?
Do what now?
You don't currently have the ability to do the heat treatment process?
We do not have that heat treatment.
Okay.
And there's a couple of reasons for that. With the heat treatment, you have to realize there's a lot of equipment involved. We're talking $150,000 worth of equipment for proper equipment. Secondly, there's a licensing that's involved. There's a company out in California that has actually patented the process of this heat treatment. And some of that is when you heat a house to that extreme, and bed bugs about 120 degrees for a 4-hour period will kill eggs and bed bugs, which is great. However, you have to think about, that's gotta get inside a chair and inside